Alright, so we are back for another review, guys, and for today we're gonna talk about the VGVP Scale Pro. So really exciting here because this is the first VGVP in this price point that we are checking out. This is just $22 here, or around 1,200 pesos, and you're getting a hybrid configuration and the VGVP branded IEM as well. So yeah, I have reviewed $200 VGVPs usually, so this is the cheapest one that we have seen. So if they can trickle down some tech or build quality from their $200 counterparts to the $30 price point, this might be a really cool competitor in the budget space. But let's take a look at the build quality first. So it's quite unique. So I like IEMs with a unique selling point. If you can see, guys, you're getting that two-tone design here. So you're getting black at the right side and then white at the left, and you're even getting that maybe dragon scale design with that gold trim. So for this price point, one of the better looking ones that I've seen for sure. Of course, at the side, you're getting that insertion and you're getting that see-through design as well. And some gold trims again here. And if you look at the insertion as well, not that deep in the insertion here. So this might be comfortable to wear for a long listening session. So this is what it's gonna look like on the ear. So definitely that maybe two-tone design gives it maybe a bit more unique look compared to some other IEMs in this price point. It gives it a more hip look for me. So it will be up to you if you like that or not, of course. But I am digging the look here, especially for this price point. And it's made of plastic, but it's the nicer quality resin plastic for me. And the fit on the ear for me is really, really nice here. So this reminds me of a moondrop type of fit. Very comfortable to wear, so it's quite breathable. There's no fins, so it will be nice to wear for a long listening session. The insertion is not that deep as well, so it's not that uncomfortable to wear for some people, especially with those smaller ears. And in terms of the stability as well, so you're getting that ear hook, so it's still fairly stable, but this won't be the most stable to wear on the ear, but it still will hold in place for me. But you might need to adjust it from time to time. But definitely, yeah, for me, it's quite solid, offer build quality, and also wear for me on the ear, no issues whatsoever. And now going to the sound here, so dual driver configuration, you're getting that dynamic driver in the bass region and the BA on top as well. So this gives it a bit more maybe micro detail compared to some other pure dynamic drivers in this price point, and that's definitely an advantage. So looking at the signature, it's definitely unique in this price point. This is the first time that I've seen something like this, but it's more of a warm U type of shape for me to the ear. You're getting that double horns on top, but actually not that much 12K, so that's also a unique selling point here. And in the bass region as well, you're getting that maybe mid bass elevation. So this has really big bass for me at the bottom, and cool extension as well on top. So more of a U, more of a fun type of signature here. The closest one that I can think of is maybe the TFZs of the world, something like that. But this is a bit maybe faster TFZ. And this reminds me as well of more expensive VGVPs as well, maybe the DM7, something like that. So this definitely has that qualities of a VGVP, but it's in a cheaper version. But still, the tuning here for me is more fun compared to maybe some other VGVPs in the more expensive price point. So going to the presentation here, so being a hybrid configuration, you're getting a bit more maybe cleanliness at the top end and really big bass for me at the bottom. So it's a mix of maybe smoothness and then cleanliness for me on top. But definitely the micro detail here is a bit more compared to some other dynamic drivers in this price point. That's definitely an advantage. So going to the bass here, so bass is actually quite big for me in the mix. It's front and center actually in the mix. So for bass heads, you will like the listen here. It has that maybe mid bass elevation here. So actually for me, the mid bass bleed here is definitely a bit substantial than what I'd like for me. But this gives it a really big bass for me at the bottom. So for some hip hop tracks, for some EDM, electronica, this is really, really nice bass for me. You have that thumping, rumbling bass for me in the mix. And maybe compared to some other maybe blondes or TFZs, this is a bit maybe faster bass for me. But yeah, the mid bass bleed is still definitely there. So for some people who doesn't like bass and who likes that maybe more toned down bass, more neutral bass, this is not your neutral bass. It's more of a fun bass for me in the mix. So going to the vocals here for me, nicely positioned. So it's a bit recessed, but not that much recessed, as you can see from the signature here. So you're still getting pretty good positioning for me, especially for female vocals. The positioning here is spot on, but the male vocals is a bit more recessed than what I'd like here. So listening to some maybe Up Dharma Town for Army's vocals, the female vocals here is quite revealing for me to listen to, quite punches through the mix, very clear for me to listen to. But going to some male vocals, like maybe some Eric Clapton's, the vocals definitely more recessed than what I like. So mids for me is the biggest downside for me here, and then there's a bit of shoutiness for me in the mids as well. So yeah, not the big fan of the mids here. This is my least favorite part of the spectrum. And next, going to the top end. So actually, this one of the things that I like about this IM. On the top end, you're getting that treble extension, but not harsh to listen to, which is definitely nice for me. So we're getting that extension. So for some guitars, this will shine for me in the mix. For some acoustic guitars, this will shine. And listening to some cymbals, pretty good body in the cymbals, and then listening to some guitars as well, because of that maybe BA presentation, you're still getting that micro detail that you're looking for. So for those tracks, for the tracks that I'm usually listening to, for some guitar tracks, this is definitely nice. And again, compared to some other hybrids in this price point, the treble here, because of that, maybe not much 12K for me in the mix. It's a bit maybe more mature compared to some other treble here in this price point. So this reminds me of the DM7 actually. So the more expensive VGVPs doesn't have that 12K as well, but they're playing around with around maybe 9 to 10K in the mix. So you're still getting that extension, but not harsh to listen to. So definitely nice on this. You're still getting that 5K as well. So still double horns, but a bit maybe more mature. So compared to some other maybe KZs, the older KZs, or even the TRNs that are usually carrying the dual horns on top, this is a bit more mature in that regard, and it's definitely an advantage. Going to soundstage, a medium here, not that big, not that small as well. Separation not that good because of the bigger maybe bass presentation here, and the smoother bass presentation. Separation is not that black and white to listen to. Detail is okay for the price. It gives it a bit maybe more micro detail compared to some other dynamic drivers, but again, this won't beat out your multi-driver counterparts. Tonality is okay for a BA, but still you're getting that BA presentation here. But I would say for BAs, this is one of the better ones compared to some other IMs that I've listened to. First, a verdict. So for the BGVP Scale Pro, so there's a lot of things that's unique on this, but of course some cons as well. So you're getting that looks, arguably the only one that I've seen with this two-tone design, quite a modern look for me. And you're getting that big bass at the bottom. So for some EDM, hip-hop, this will be really, really nice. And you're getting that maybe extension on top, but a bit more mature compared to some other IEMs in this price point. And that's definitely an advantage as well. So if you're looking for some fun and for some hip-hop EDM, for bassy tracks as well, and you still want your treble, but not that harsh treble, this is something that's right down your alley with the build quality to match as well. Of course, some cons here. So vocals not the best. Quite has some shout for me in the vocals, and the substantial mid bass bleed as well. So if that's a big issue for you, there's other IEMs in this price point that can satisfy you on that. Personal preference for me, do I like it or not? For me, this is not a top 5 contender in the channel because for me, the mid-bass bleed is a bit too much for me, and yeah, the vocals for me has that maybe shoutiness a bit maybe too much for me in the mix. And yeah, I like my vocals, so the vocals for me not my favorite here. So not a top 5 contender for me in the channel. But yeah, still, maybe it's something that can be for you, especially because of that look and that signature. So yeah, it's still quite unique for me. So there still might be people out there who might be a big fan of the Scale Pro. So that's my look with the BGVP Scale Pro. Of course, if you learned something, leave a like and subscribe for more content like this in the future. So what other VGVPs should I check out in the channel? Let me know down in the comments below. And how is your VGVPs going? So have you bought a VGVP before? How do you find them? Let me also know down in the comments below. And the one thing, guys, is I'm working on my music right now. So I'm doing some IMZ. So if you like to listen to my music and my new music that's incoming, subscribe in IMZ music below. I will have some gigs in the Philippines. So if you're from Manila, you should definitely check my page out. I will be in the gig, and we can meet and maybe talk some IEMs together. So if you're into something like that, subscribe, and also follow me on Facebook and Instagram as well. So yeah, that's it for the video today. Thanks for watching, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next zpolt review. Bye bye.